Hi.
Hello, good morning, everybody. How are you?
Good. I'll be with you in just a moment.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good evening.
Nice to see you.
Likewise.
Greetings, everybody. We should do Abraham over here.
Hello, hello.
Good morning, good evening.
Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. Hello, everybody.
Good morning, everyone.
We want
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Yeah, okay. Good evening for you.
Good evening, yes.
So I need to make that things bigger. Okay. So for now, we have Coty, we have Nicolas in France, we have Nicolas, the other Nicolas from Ukraine, we have Pido, and we have Gerry. I'm expecting more people because they say they are coming for two, and we have Sree. Okay. Dr. Lebovits is joining us. Okay. We have Dr. Lebovits. Three. Okay. I guess we are getting more people at one point. We get few more. We wait few more. I guess. Hello, Torrey. We see your text. We don't see you, but we see your text. I don't know if Torrey is joining us. Let me check that. You.
Torrey is here.
No, he's in the Slack.
Okay.
Can't see me?
Yeah, we can see you. Wow, okay. Another bow tie.
I love them.
Yeah. Okay. Well, listen. I think we should start the meeting. What do you think?
And how many have joined, Abraham?
No, we have 20 more people registered who did not join yet, but they might join later. But I think we should give 1 minute and we start. It's already 2:01. So I think we had yesterday the meeting with the people from Australia, Oceania, New Zealand. Great meeting, very substantial, very in-depth. It was wonderful. And the overall was that it's very interesting because we share common type of experience in our life. And we have many things in common. And for sure, we have also the goal to make, to change the world and to help the world to be a better place thanks to our wellness concept. Well, so I think with that said, we should start with the meeting. I would ask Dr. Lebovits, who is founder and chairman of the organization, to come if he is here. Dr. Lebovits, are you with us? Okay, he was here. Okay. So, okay, you are here.
My cold has returned. So anyway.
Your turn.
To thank everyone for coming. Yes, I want to thank everyone for coming. It's, since this venture has begun, we've seen some amazing synergies develop and progress going on to move the Mental Wellness Society forward. And I just want to thank everyone. And I want to tell you how appreciative we all are for your participation. And we imagine enormously good things will come of all of this. So thank you so much. And we can talk today about some of the things we hope we can continue to accomplish. So thank you so much for everybody.
Maybe you can introduce yourself and say what you do. I know you are a promo, but at night in your house.
I am a clinical psychologist. I've been in private practice for 35 plus years. I was also currently exclusively in private practice, in addition to my work with the Mental Wellness Society and mind-focused coaching. Dr. Meyer and I developed mind-focused coaching. I've also, for 20 plus years, for about 25 years, I was on the faculty of the University of Pittsburgh, where I supervised and taught Ph.D. students in clinical psychology, how to do therapy, how to do diagnostics and treatment, and I have lots of kids and lots of grandkids, and they take my time up now too. That's what I do today. Thank you so much.
Okay, great. So, Coty, you're a founder, and you will speak about. You are in Spain, Madrid, and you want to introduce yourself and maybe also your Spanish tribe in Mental Wellness Society.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you for my turn. I was born in Spain. I started my professional life as a biologist. I finished my master in microbiology, and then it was a turning point in my life. I decided that I enjoy much more to work with people than viruses and bacteria. It was a very good turning point. I started neurolinguistic programming, holistic medicine, traditional Chinese medicine, and transformational therapy. I'm holding groups, a few groups, more than 25 years ago about personal and spiritual growth. And I'm having a TV program in the Spanish television for more than 14 years. It's something like cultural, is once a week program. And then God or the universe make that I'll find that special family of Mental Wellness Society. I start like as the mind-focused coaching. I love this system, those tools. I use it in my personal life, I practice, use them in the clinic work. And I'm in charge of the tribe, as Gerard said, the tribe of Spanish-speaking countries. It's a very special group, and we held last week, we held our first big forum, and then we started to work about our vision, especially to unify definitions, to start defining short, medium, and long-term goals. And part of them was to translate part of the tools, as we have in Mindful Coach, to translate part of the tools we have, the material, all the stuff to Spanish. Not all our members are fluent in English. And to start maybe thinking about to have a newsletter in Spanish, to be more active in LinkedIn and social media, and why not to start a podcast for Spanish-speaking countries to interview ourselves, and you are invited also to join us. So thank you for having this great opportunity.
Okay, Dr. Leisman, another founder, Dr. Leisman from Israel, on Cuba.
Yeah, there's a Spanish connection in here somewhere. My name is Gerry Leisman. I was trained as a pediatric neurologist. That was about 45 years ago, probably a little more. And it took a very long transition to finish a Ph.D. in biomedical engineering and rehabilitation sciences, cognitive neurosciences. I'm a professor at the University of Haifa here in Israel. You guys are cordially welcome, and I'll get to that in a minute, but not more than two. And so I'm an active researcher. I had, until government requirements forced me to retire, was head of Israel's National Institute of Brain and Rehabilitation Sciences. So if you've heard about us, a startup country, my responsibility was for pretty much every patent that came out of here that related to rehabilitation sciences, everything from brain-computer interfaces to exoskeletons and wheelchairs that avoid decubitus, ulcer, bed sores, etc. What does that have to do with where we are right now? The answer is probably something, but not that much. My particular interest is actually not in health or even health maintenance. It's actually in prevention. It's I'm interested in avoiding problems, and that's the concept of wellness. Wellness is you don't get into trouble because we've done something to avoid or prevent that from happening. So in that regard, there is a technology that bodywork people, life coaches, psychologists, psychiatrists, occupational therapists, and a whole list of other disciplines have, but there's no common language. And in an attempt to create a common language, what we are doing is we are intending to have two conferences, one in February of 2022.
Correct.
Given the world situation, at the University of Tel Aviv, you each are invited to submit abstracts when those calls come out, and hopefully we will create a critical mass of all of us that can actually influence the lives of people globally and in our communities and elsewhere. The second conference that we have, for those of you who can't get here to Israel, will be the other place that I hang my hat, which is not the University of Haifa, but it's the University of Medical Sciences of Havana in Cuba. Strange relationship that I have with them considering I'm Israeli, but they invited me to be a member of faculty. So I have doctoral students there as well. And we will be having a conference in December of 2022 in Havana, Cuba. Most of the details are currently being worked through right now. And again, it's the same issue. We're trying to create a critical mass of people who are influencers, who are capable of creating a common language for all of us to benefit in the attempt to make this world a better place in which to live. The third issue, which Gerard and I have something to do with, and is the development of a scientific journal associated with the Mental Wellness Society. The publisher of that journal is likely to be Nova Scientific Publishers, based in Hauppauge, Long Island in New York. And that will be a science-based journal, as well as having sections of a newsy kind of character, as well as literature relevant to our particular interests as interventionists in the effective living. So on one foot, that's what my contribution is about in this regard. And I'm really, really happy to see each of you. It sounds to me like we are making an incredible impact for change. So thank you for being here.
And the title of the scientific journal is the Journal of Mental, Societal, Global Wellness. Because what we do is personal, societal, and global. Just a precision. So I think with that said, we should start with the one coming from further. So I hesitate between pedo. No, I'm sorry. At this moment, I introduce Torrey Davis because he will be introducing the team of people who are helping to coordinate our participation and engagement and clarity of our action in the organization. Torrey, from South Carolina.
Yes, good morning, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Pleasure to be here and pleasure to see all of you. I'm Torrey Davis. I'm part of the Organizational Culture, Strategy, and Performance team. I help lead the efforts to, basically the purpose of the team is we're responsible for assisting the CEO with facilitating the mission, the vision, and goals set by the Mental Wellness Society's board and founders, and develop actionable strategies that engage the members in an inclusive manner. So you're going to see several communications that come out from us that are seeking to engage you all with one another and with
Okay.
others. I can hear my voice in somebody's mic, I
It's
think.
okay now. It's okay now.
Okay. We did send out a welcome packet that was meant to engage you with the mindful choice coaching tools and methodologies. So if you have not looked at that information, please do so. And once you have reviewed that information, there is a 1-minute survey that we would love for you to take and give us feedback on how that welcome packet was valuable to you and what you've learned and how we can improve that welcome packet. And the vision that the Mental Wellness Society has is to create a model where mental wellness is the foundation of success for persons, organizations, and societies to be and stay well. And with the MFC methodology and how to utilize binary choice, binary decision making, that really helps with staying mentally well. You don't clog your mind with so many different decisions that you're trying to make. You boil it down to either you're going to do something or you're not. And then you use your attitude instead of your feelings to make the proper decision that moves you down the line towards your destination of where you want to go. And myself, I've had personal experience in utilizing this methodology. I am aspiring to be an IO psychologist. I have 11 years of HR and IO experience, and I use the mental wellness methodology, the mindful choice coaching methodology, and IO psychology when consulting with organizations and or individuals to help them move in the direction that they want to go and get them out of the gray area of being wishy-washy and help them understand that either we're going to move towards the destination you want to go towards and help them understand how to take those baby steps to get there, or either we're not doing that. And it's been very fruitful in getting results with organizations and individuals. And I'll pass it over to Sree so he can continue.
From India. Sree?
Yep. Okay, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are. And it's wonderful to actually be part of this meeting today. In fact, I missed yesterday's, and there was fantastic feedback, and I was just thinking that I should have been there yesterday. So, so as Torrey said, there is the organizational culture, strategy, and performance group and the team which he leads, and I'm part of the team, and we've been actually trying to engage with the global community and trying to align our vision mission with what we have been doing across. So you would have already received a mail with regards to the group cohorts which we created. We put in a lot of thought around how it should be structured, and we thought that we could actually have groups which have very similar characteristics. So I just want to show you, if you have not seen, I want to show the screen, Abraham, and am I allowed, or is it?
You should be allowed, but I can see if I have to do something. Share screen. One participant at a time. No, you should be able.
No. You can do it from the participants, clicking on participant and then make co-host.
Okay.
Let me do that. It does not show me that at that point. It's
all right.
Invite.
So
invite. Maybe I invite Sree. Can you do it now?
yeah, let me just Try
It should
this.
be.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay.
You found it?
Yes, I got it. So are you able to see this on the screen? I can hear my own voice actually.
Yeah.
Now, are you able to see that?
We can
Yeah.
see it.
It's very
Wonderful.
good.
So we had zeroed in on the 5 groups or cohorts, which is on personal interest in wellness. The idea here was any individual, irrespective of whether they belong to these categories, who are interested just to be there and understand mental wellness, they can be joining this group. We had health and wellness professionals, and the list here shows the characteristics of people who will be part of this cohort. Then the human resource, IO, psychology, NGOs, and professionals, where we had various disciplines which we categorized. Let me just say that this is indicative and not limited to the people. As we go along and the size of the mental wellness society globally increases, probably we will have more of the people joining here, and we would add on here. Science, academia, research and technology, and special education professionals, and psychologists, life coaching, social worker, and therapist, and professionals. So we also sent you a document which detail the type of people, the disciplines in which people are in, who are going to join these group cohorts which we have created. The idea behind this was basically to make it easy for members to hop in and start engaging with other members who share common interests and characteristics. So that was the whole idea. In fact, we thought that that will be a good thing to do. In fact, we didn't want the engagement to be going all over the place. So we thought that if we can actually categorize people in specific groups, it will channelize the discussions in a much more focused manner. It also, we think, will enable and facilitate work on collaborative projects of common interest. In fact, that's something very interesting, and I would like to share at the end of this quick presentation which I would make, the kind of collaborative projects we can think of. And the idea behind making this group is also probably to create a knowledge pool of expertise, the power of which all members of the MWS could harness. In fact, that's going to be one of the key here when we have so many experts globally joining into the MWS, and we thought it would be a great idea to harness the power of these expertise. But let me also say that this does not mean your engagement is limited to the cohort you are in. You're welcome to join any group or cohort which interests you and seek to collaborate with members of that group. In fact, this would probably enable even cross-learning. The idea was that if we can have much more focused discussions, but not limit people to move about in different categories, because as you work with your markets, your client, your geography, you might find a need for some expertise from our global facilitators, and you can just hop into those groups and try and draw the expertise from there. So that was the idea. One thing which I would like to definitely emphasize, and we've been also studying the whole progress with our engagement channel, that's Slack. What we observed over the last few months, for your benefit, is that the member engagement is happening using multiple platforms, which at times makes it difficult for members to follow the threads which they may be interested in. So if there is a thread which is being followed by a group, and if we switch the channel of communication out of Slack into LinkedIn or Zoom, and so it becomes quite difficult to actually track it. And if you want to come back and look at what's happened and what we have learned together, it's kind of becoming quite confusing. It's also overwhelming at times. I'm sure you would have seen that if you have multiple threads across multiple channels, you would actually struggle to find what the discussion was about and where it is leading to. So what we have done is, and I'm sure you would have already got those messages when you joined the MWS, is that the moment the members join, we are also adding them to the MWS engagement platform, that is Slack, and it is the primary platform which all of us must commit to use. It helps to keep our discussions focused and easily accessible for all members. So what I would say is, we must all engage using a single platform. Now, by doing so, any of our members from globally can pick up a thread as they look at from various channels and start the conversations. And also, if it interests them, they can continue to engage and add value through their engagement. So that's the whole purpose of the platform which we are envisaging. And it's already happening. Yeah. And that's very, yeah. And we've also create separate channels which are easily identifiable, and when you hop into MWS Slack platform, please use them as you go along. So this is very, very critical.
Thank you, Sree. Yeah, I need to add that some people feel, because when you go on the channel and you get many messages, some people feel overwhelmed. So you can cancel the alert on Slack and choose to go there whenever you want. But the idea is your main activity, you have a main activity, and we would like you to be engaged in your main activity primarily, and then in the other one, in order of cross-pollination with other people. Now we are going to the new members, which have not been there before. So I would like to continue with far away with Pido in Philippines. Pido.
Hi. Hi, I'm Pido.
If you
hello.
can, because we have many people, if you can present yourself in 1 minute, that will be lovely, because we want everybody to speak.
Okay, I am Pido Aguilar, and I have been a trainer and educator for the past 40 years. I am in radio for about 7 years. I am in newspaper for about 7 years. And my main advocacy is spreading abundance or positive, cheerful, loving energy, attitude, thoughts. I am excited to be part of this Mental Wellness Society, and thank you to Dr. AGM for inviting me. And I look forward to learning from all of you, because the Philippines has many challenges, and if only I can help them shift their thoughts or use their minds more carefully, then one person at a time, one day at a time, my country will be better than it is. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So now we will go with Vietnam. Alma. Alma Dao in Vietnam. Hello, Alma.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet all of you.
So can you tell us in 1 minute what you do, and what are your activity, and what are your goals in joining this our organization?
Okay, my name is Alma Dao. I come from Vietnam country, and honestly, I don't have the certificates in psychology treatment, but I'm interested and I want to have service for Vietnam person. Especially, I also want to support to find a job, support the job for autism and disabled person. So honestly, at this time in Vietnam, the psychologists don't have many trains, don't have many working environment to practice. And so the psychology treatment is a new field in Vietnam. And for example, when people have mental problem and then they will come to the hospital, but the doctor always gives them the drugs. So we don't have the official psychology treatment service. So this is the reason I want to build something in Vietnam.
I also heard yesterday that in Vietnam there is still a lot of trauma from the war, and there is a lot of people who suffer different trauma, psychological trauma, and also like in India, like in Cambodia, like in other countries, to speak about mental health is taboo. So that's where mental wellness is much better, because we bring prevention instead of remediation of problems. So just a little add-on. Thank you very much. Now I will propose Fleming Rodweg within United Emirates.
Yes, hello, my name is Fleming. I'm originally from Denmark and now living in Emirates, United Arab Emirates, where we just opened the doors for Israel. So we have a lot of Israeli people coming in. We're very tolerant and generous people here in the United Arab Emirates. For me, you can say happiness, wellness, well-being started in 16th of January 2010, where I died 20 minutes and had a meeting with the universe. You can say for me, it's God. And I moved from guilt and shame directly into love and hope. And what I found was a lot of different things. I actually didn't understand that, but now I've been writing 4 books based on David Hawkins' research and David Rock, Holly B. Green, David Snyder, Paul Ekman, Viktor Frankl, and so on and so on. So what I'm basically doing is teaching people the basics of how your brain works, unlearn, relearn, going from, as an adult, convergent thinking into divergent thinking, which we are doing in the age of 0 to 7. So life is infinite. So what I'm doing is unlocking potential, and especially here in a country where you have experienced a progress in 50 years, which Europe took 500 or US took 500 years. 50 years ago, people were living in tents and fishing pearls. Now we have a Dubai, which is an innovation hub, just sending a probe to Mars. So life is infinite, and the world is just giving what you reflect.
Thank you very much.
With leaders in C-suite, large international companies, government, universities, Rust Pharma, Rust Diagnostic, AstraZeneca, Novo Nordisk, and others. Their boardroom and C-suite.
Can you explain, Fleming, what is your job?
My job is to unlock potential. If you know the ladder of inference, then you'll be aware that people are only seeing 10% of reality every single day. And that means that they're only seeing the part they want to see according to their comfort zone, their perception, their navigator. So I'm just telling people that you need to pause, think of what you're thinking about, and then you need to focus. So you set yourself up to win. And then the brain is the chemist, your blood is the culture media, and you need to release vasopressin, dopamine, endorphins, and oxytocin in your body. So a bit of Bruce Lipton and Joe Dispenza and Greg Bradley.
Okay. By the way, you just touched on a point which is very strong in mindful choice on all our system, which come from my research at Carnegie Mellon. You always end up where you look. So if where you look is partial, and it's only you look at a little piece of the puzzle, you will not be able to go where you should be looking at. So it's an interesting conversation. I will ask,
what if you're wrong? And there are things you don't know, and there are things you may need to know, and so on. So absolutely.
That's one of the principles that Dr. Lebovits and I, we have 26 principles. And one of the principles is what hurts you in life is not what you don't know, is what you think you know, which is not so.
Absolutely.
So that's one of our principles, actually.
Yes.
Okay, so now why don't we go to Lynn Potgetter in South Africa? Lynn?
Hi, everybody. My name is Lynn Potgetter. I am in Johannesburg, South Africa. I'm a communication specialist, a color therapist, and a creativity teacher. So my journey started about 10 years ago when I studied color therapy, and a whole new world opened up to me. So how I use color is for creative adaptability, to change the way you behave, feel, think, and perceive things. So you are the master of your universe. And I teach people how to co-create with life and how to become more creative, because I think that is the most important skill to have now, so that you thrive. And in Africa, South Africa, we also have a lot of problems, unemployment, violence, all of that. So, and I think many people still wait for someone to save them or the government. But you can save yourself, and you actually must save yourself. So that's me. I love color. That's my first one.
And you are the only color therapist in our organization.
Yay.
And that helps me to explain that we are looking for facilitator or representative in those in every part of the world with a different type of skill set and tools. And we are very interested with your color therapy concept. I should go back because we were going in distance. I should go back to India. So Dr. Sona Abraham, tell us about what you do. Dr. Abraham, Dr. Sona, your turn. You need to unmute. Can you unmute your mic, Dr. Abraham? Yeah, if you speak, I think we will hear you. You need to speak.
Sorry.
Dr. Abraham, you need to start speaking for the microphone to select you. Okay, it seems there is a technical problem, so we'll go to Aditi in India too.
Hi everyone, I'm so glad to be a part of this group. I'm Aditi, I'm from India, right now in Bombay, Mumbai, and being a huge advocate of mental health, a cause something which is very dear to me and I'm very passionate about it. So I run a not-for-profit organization with the name Speaking Grey, and we are working towards just spreading awareness and education about mental health and emotional well-being, trying to bridge the gap between support providers and onlookers. And I'm currently just exploring and self-learning this field of neuroscience, psychology, and basically holistic wellness, because I think I swear by that. That is something which has been a huge part of my life. Holistic wellness and everything I've learned through meditation and mindfulness. So yeah, that's about me, and I'm extremely excited to learn so much more from each one of you.
Thank you so much. So not in India, but an Indian from Stockholm. I will now give the floor to our latest member in the Mental Wellness Society. She joined today. And she's a fascinating artificial intelligence engineer. And Smith, how do you pronounce your name? Smithy? Okay. Tell us about you, Smithy.
So hi, I'm currently in India, but I work in Stockholm. I'm the head of artificial intelligence at a company called Earthbank, where my role is developing carbon sequestration models and offsetting carbon. But other than that, I did my bachelor thesis in computational neuroscience, and I studied how people lose memory in diseases like amnesia and dementia at KTH Stockholm. And I worked there for 2 years as a researcher in the field. And I think that, like my motive or my aim would be to destigmatize mental health. And the main, I think the main components, I'm so sorry about the noise here, just a moment. Yeah, there won't be noise anymore.
Okay, good.
So yeah, so basically, yeah, I'm working towards destigmatizing mental health, and I think the key to it is awareness. And as we discussed when I was onboarded an hour before the meeting, is well-being and like caring for people and all those different aspects. So I discussed with Abraham that I would be working on some parts where we could include AI, such as training the quiz that's there on the website, and including like creating chatbot like robots that would interact with people. And so those were some aspects that we discussed. And other than that, I like like to read about mental health in general, and I understand like the neuroscience part of it, so I can like try to relate things and how important trust is, or how important like intuition is when it comes to neuroscience and the hormones it releases, which can be connected to mental health, and how it can be connected to other organs in the human body, which does not solely make it a mental health disorder, which probably would help destigmatize it a little. So that's what I aim to do here.
Okay, great.
And it's really nice to, really pleased to meet you guys.
Thank you. Thank you. I need to say that we have in the Mental Wellness Society a big number of Indian people, of the diaspora of Indian people. Our representative in Finland is from India. Our representative in Iceland is from India. Our representative in South Korea is from India. So we have the Indian tribe is also very present. I need to also indicate to you that with Sree, we are seeing so much success in India that we are working to create an Indian chapter of the Mental Wellness Society. So definitely, India is a very strong partner in our activity. Dr. Abraham, have you fixed your problem of mic?
Hello, everyone.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I'm Dr. Sona Abraham, and I'm based in Kochi, India. And I primarily am an endocrinologist. And in working with my patients, I've realized there are parts of patients' wellness which cannot be attributed by medicine alone. And that is a gap that I felt that I think we as doctors could step up more to, in terms of helping like a more holistic approach to the patient. And I think that is something which got me very interested in foraying into mental wellness myself, and reading up and understanding and getting into the cognitive science and the psychology, and reading up and sort of having to teach myself a lot of things to help my patients better, because I feel that is a vacuum that's left by modern medicine, because we understand the brain, but we don't quite understand the mind. And I think a lot of the root, what is bubbling beneath, which we don't see, is really the mind. And a lot of the wellness or ill health, so to say, starts right there. And that is something which I am working on in my daily practice. And as part of the Mental Wellness Society, I would like to learn more from people around who are doing so many things. And I think mental wellness is something that is, I think it has encompassed so many fields. I think be it business or be it patients. So I think I'm looking forward to learning from how it's applied to different areas, so that I can bring back some of that and use it for my patient health as well.
Thank you so much. So now I will move to Israel with Justine.
Thank you, Gerard. Thank you to everybody. My name is Justine Friedman. I'm originally from Johannesburg, South Africa, so I'll do a shout out to you. I moved to Israel just about 18 months ago. I am a clinical dietitian and also work as a mindset mentor. I've been working in this field for just over 20 years. For me, what I found the most important part of my work is that no matter how perfect a meal plan I would ever give my clients, if they weren't able to implement it because their lifestyle was out of balance, the way that they were thinking about their lives, the whole mindset aspect, if that was not optimal, then they were just not able to implement any advice that I was giving them, or very little advice. So my interest in being a member of the Mental Wellness Society is to be able to gain the tools that of mindful choice, which I've already started implementing in my own personal life and with some of my clients as well. I found it to be a very effective method, and for me this is just compatible with the mentoring that I'm already doing with clients and with patients, in order for them to feel that they are able to optimally change their lives for the good, to get to their goals, which is so critically important, and as Gerard and I discussed, in the quickest time possible. So it's about consistency, it's about sustaining the process, and I'm very excited to meet all of you and to be on board, and I look forward to learning more and collaborating more. Thank you.
Actually, Justine is getting more and more involved in the subject of the axis between gut and brain, and how our gut bacteria can change the way we think. So that's a subject that Dr. Leisman have a lot to say about that field. So I think you two being in Israel, that will be a fruitful cooperation. I will continue now with Israel with Harry Schoenfeld. Harry, who is actually from Mexico, but he's in Israel.
Can you hear me?
Yes, very well.
Very nice. Well, first of all, thank you very much for inviting me to this, and I'm very happy to be with here. I'm honored and I'm humbled. It's a very impressive joint of people. It's amazing. I'm from Mexico. I'm original from Mexico. I was born there. A long story, but then I came to Israel to learn. I learned here my computer science and mathematics, my first degree. Then I went back to Mexico and I learned the second degree, and then I came to learn to Jerusalem, and then I met my wife, and so I stayed here. And that's his story of why I'm here. I learned computer science and mathematics, and I worked in many projects, but that reminds Coty, what she said about bacteria and viruses. I felt exactly the same feeling with computers and keyboards. I was completely alone with the computer, working hours and hours, and thanks God I was very successful, but I was not happy.
Hello, Harry.
really happy. Well, I was happy with the result, teaching and people. So actually, in the middle where I was learning, I was aware of problems that, I mean, we were always aware of that, but suddenly it struck me, how to say it impressed me how hard was the situation for many people that go out and just live in the streets. So we started an organization, a nonprofit, to help to prevent. That was also what Abraham was talking about, and I think it's the only way, the only real solution is, also Gerry was talking about that. Prevention is where all our efforts should be directed. Of course, correction too, but prevention saves so many suffering and everything. So we started this organization. We started with children, so we can prevent all those children that I always said. I used to meet a lot of principals in schools and things, and yeah, in schools and how to say that, institutions. And I always told them, those that you don't want to see, I want to see. Send them to me. All those that you don't want to see. And that's the way we started. But then very soon we extended to everybody, because of course one child that has troubles, many times it's not only him, it's his brothers, family, siblings, parents, etc. So today we're working with all ages, and we were very fortunate to have a lot of success. I mean, I don't really think it's my success, it's the success of the team, because always working together makes everything very, very different. And we work mainly with neuroscience techniques, all kinds of exercises, physical and cognitive exercises that we do together. And also then we enter the area of neurofeedback, but it's not exactly neurofeedback. It works, we work with neurofeedback a little different. It's not the normal neurofeedback. And also we have a lot of success, mainly with ADHD. And yeah, mainly with ADHD, we try to actually fix by training the ability of self-control of your mind, self-control of your impulses, self-control of all the ADHD symptoms. And fortunately, we have very, very nice results, and I'm also humbled for that. I don't know why that happened to me, but I'm very happy it happened to me. That's true.
Okay. Harry, in the interest of time, I will finish your presentation.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
He's very successful to a point that he takes his system to school. The school system pays for his system to be applied to children. And just 2 days ago, he got the authorization from the biggest insurance company in Israel that his treatment with the neurofeedback will be refunded by the insurance for the people he treats, because he can really show and measure exactly what is happening and change the children who are aggressive not to be aggressive, who are impulsive not to be impulsive. So with that said, I was hoping to give to Antonio in Portugal, because he's in the same field, but Antonio had to leave. So I will propose to go now to France. Nicolas.
Hi everyone, and I'm happy to learn from all of you and to meet you, even if it's between screens, but it's very nice to see all of you. So for myself, I live in the south of France. I live in Bordeaux, and I'm an INO psychologist and a PhD. And I've been working for several years in different organizations, big corporation, and now I work as an independent contractor, consultant. And what I like, really, I'm very passionate about organizational changes and how they have an impact on the well-being of the people at work. And my aim and my goal is to help prevent the negative impact that organizational changes can have on the employees. And so mainly I work, and I'm very passionate about well-being at work, and that's why I'm really interested in the work that we are doing here, because I really feel that the tools and the tools that Gerard and all of the teams are working on can help me to prevent and to help the employees in different organizations. That's mainly the idea behind my presence here. But also in a personal level, I'm very interested into ways to improve well-being. I feel like being a parent for like 1 year now, I really feel that my well-being is very important to the people around me, and mainly my kids. So that's why I'm really interested in how I could improve my well-being so that it could impact the people around me. So I will say that.
Thank you. We have 5 more minutes, so I will ask everybody to be short. Nicolas Babik, you are from Ukraine. Please make a short presentation. Nicolas?
Here it is. Greetings from Belgrade. I'm from Serbia.
Oh, Serbia, I'm sorry.
Yes, greetings from Serbia.
No, Nicolas, I'm sorry. I mistake. My mistake.
It's not a problem at all. I'm an assistant lecturer at Academy of Applied Science. I lecture kinesiology to the students of physiotherapy and occupational therapy. And at the moment, I'm also a PhD student at biomedical engineering, where I'm working with patients, paraplegic patients, and functional electrical stimulation on one hand, and on the other, I'm working with the patients with cerebral palsy and the use of biofeedback. And that's my one of my PhDs. Second PhD that I'm working on is on special education and rehabilitation. And challenging environment of work is something that requires also a little bit of me in the field of mental wellness. So greetings to you all again.
Good. Antonio, Greece.
Hello to everyone. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be invited here. Well, I'm a psychologist. I'm working in private sector, and I also teach psychology as instructor in the College of Greece. My background is very wide. Well, I was a professional football player and futsal also, and now I'm working with football academies and professional football academies and elite football players. And yeah, I think that this organization might help me to improve my skills, and I'm very glad to meet people from all over the world with all this educational background. So yeah, thank you for the invitation, though.
We have 6 members in the field of performance enhancement on sport. So you have a good group there. I will go to Ahmed El-Wab, if he can hear me in Egypt. Ahmed, are you here? Ahmed, we don't see you. Ahmed? Okay, then we'll go to Beth Lee in Ireland.
Hi, thank you very much, Gerard. I apologize straight away. I had a spill yesterday and I have two beautiful black eyes at the moment. So I do not have my my video on, but next time I promise I will. Just quickly, I know we have a very short time. I just want to say thank you so much for bringing me into this environment and into this community. My background, I have a very different background, I think, from many. I have spent 20 years in the corporate workplace in working basically in marketing. So I have an MBA in marketing and spent 20 years working in marketing and in 5 different countries. So you can probably tell from my accent, I'm originally from the United States, from Boston, but I have lived in the States, Australia, Singapore, the UK, and now I'm in Dublin, in Ireland here. I had massive postnatal depression with my first child, which switched my entire life around, and I think for the better. It was probably the best, you know, thing that ever happened to me. And so I went back to school and have a degree in psychology and neuroscience of mental health from King's College in London. So now, currently, I'm a psychological coach. So I work specifically with expats, with mums, obviously based on my background, but I also am writing a book on psychological safety and am the chief wellness officer for a brand new startup in the States called Steer Us, which is the world's first soft skills academy, where we're bridging soft skills from education into the workplace. So the predominant point of it is to bring soft skills to students. Now, does that have much to do with mental wellness? Yes and no. I think really for me, it's, you know, I think they're going to converge. The term soft skills will probably converge with a lot of thinking skills and mental wellness tools and techniques and so forth. So I've got my hands kind of in all different pies, if you will. And my final thing is that I am in the process of searching for a Ph.D. or to get involved in a Ph.D. based on talking therapies. So look, lots going on. I'm thrilled and honored to be here. And I'm really, really honored to actually listen to all of you and to hear what everyone is doing. So hopefully I can help in any way that I can.
Thank you, Beth. Beth, improving soft skill is what we teach at Mindful Choice on the Mental Wellness Society in what we call the meta competence. So we are teaching 7 meta competence to make better decisions. And about your PhD, I am sure you want to talk with Dr. Leisman because our organization is facilitating people who want to make a PhD. So you need, the two of you need to talk. And I know that you have many other subjects to speak with Dr. Leisman. I will ask now if it's possible to get in Nigeria, Annabelle Grishour. Annabelle Grishour, are you there? Can you be with us? Annabelle? Annabelle. Okay, Annabelle is wants to change Africa, and she wants to improve Africa by really change the potential of Africa and the possibility of Africa, and she's doing it by improving and giving empowerment to girls, young girls at school in Africa, and she has a wonderful program that she's doing. I will now ask Paul, because Paul is in Switzerland, and Paul is an American in Switzerland. Go on, Paul.
Yes, hi everyone. Thank you very much, Dr. Meyer. I mean, the first thing I want to say is I'm incredibly honored to be part of this group. The backgrounds are so impressive of everyone here. Quite honestly, they're so impressive. I'm not sure what I'm doing here myself, but it's an honor absolutely to be here. My interest is really very simple. I have in my family, I have a beautiful 20-year-old niece that we adopted in Russia many years ago. She suffers from mental illness. What caught my attention when I first spoke to Dr. Meyer was the effort and the dedication towards mental wellness, which myself and my family are very dedicated to being involved with, to do whatever we can to facilitate that effort. I work for Google, obviously probably the most recognizable brand in the world today. Google is absolutely an incredible company. I fit in that technology column on that matrix that you showed earlier, Dr. Meyer. The reason I bring up Google is I'm a businessman. I focus on an area called Google Cloud, which is a big area today. And Google has many properties and many resources, and I think I can make some of them available to this effort, to this group. So if any of you want to have a private conversation about that, that'd be great. I met Dr. Meyer through a startup that I'm involved in called Breaking Out. Breaking Out is a music platform going after the streaming music business, and it was through that startup where I'm an investor and an advisor that I met Dr. Meyer. One of the things that they're dedicated to doing it on the Breaking Out platform, which will be available in about a month, give or take, is that there's a nonprofit there which is dedicated to giving airtime, giving visibility to millions of people on the platform for efforts like the Mental Wellness Society that all you involved in, and you specifically, Dr. Meyer. So I'm happy to help in any way that I possibly can. And once again,
you will.
And
I know you will.
Yeah, my pleasure. And thank you again for allowing me to be part of this very impressive group of people. So that's all I have to say, Dr.
Okay,
Meyer.
I think we need to get Mr. Brits to say a few words, and then I would like to to conclude the meeting.
Thank you very much for the invitation, Dr. Meyer.
I am sorry, Annabelle.
Hello, everybody.
You speak immediately after Mr. Brits before we close, Annabelle. Okay, but Mr. Brits, please continue.
Thank you, Dr. Meyer. Thank you very much. I'm a spiritual director. I present transpersonal counseling and transformational coaching here in South Africa. I also do quite a bit of personal development, spiritual development, academic training, and in my therapy, I incorporate quite a bit of mindful techniques, CBT, all those kind of aspects itself. But I just want to thank you, everybody, for welcoming us, being part of this group, and looking forward to engage more with each one of you.
Thank you. Annabelle, give us a few words about your amazing organization. Annabelle in Nigeria. Annabelle in Nigeria. Can you hear us? Annabelle. Okay, so I will conclude. Thank you very much for being, Annabelle, can you speak? So thank you very much for being with us. We are trying to have a monthly meeting and to know each other, to speak about our project, to speak about what we want to do. That's a meeting once a month. We have 3 groups for 3 time zones. And tonight we have Americas, and we will be finished for this round of meetings. We are also planning to make some type of masterclass to make you more familiar with the method, the expert system mindful choice. And we will be having it at only 1 time a month, but a time which should be not too disturbing for everybody, but a way to accommodate it for all of us. But anyway, we will be recording it and we will be sharing to everybody. You receive in your package the evoke cards that we have here, but you have it in a PDF. You receive also the ebook, which is basically the mirror of what we have in the e-learning, which is a transformational method where if the people go on it 5 days a week, 10-15 minutes for 4 months, they will improve and change for sure. So we would like you to look into it, tell us what you need more information, what you don't understand, how we can help you. We are here to help you to be able to use it, because that's really a very a tool for what we want to achieve about increasing mental wellness and better capacity to make better choice and to know and have the ability to decide on to choose to change and to make those change. With that said, I want to thank you, all of you. You have been wonderful, and we are looking to work with all of you. And I think that some of you have seen already some synergies to work with one each other. Thank you so much, and see you next month. Bye-bye.
Bye.